Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. This is our artist and author show, and today we have both on the show. Our next guest is Brent Gill from Springville, California.
Right.
Most beautiful area on earth, I think.
Hey, right now it's God's backyard.
And just a little foothillish up there.
Very foothillish.
Do you get snow?
Sometimes. We're at 1,000 feet right there.
Okay.
So we get snow once in a while. Haven't had any in for 3 or 4 years.
Right. Now, you've written a book, Fire on Black Mountain, and you live at Black Mountain.
Well, right in front of it.
Right in front of it, okay.
Yeah,
and this is a story kind of based on something that happened to you when you were...
A real life happening. When I was 12 years old, my father woke me up at about 1 o'clock in the morning and said, "Brent, I need you to go with me. There's a fire on Black Mountain, and the Forest Service has called me and asked if I can take 3 firefighters up the side of the mountain on the very dark trails before dawn, because there's a little rain on the ground and the lightning strike at the top of the mountain is going to be smoldering, and as it starts dropping coals, if we don't get some firefighters up there to corral it, it's going to be more fire than we can handle, because we only have 3 firefighters in Springville and we got to get them up on top of the mountain." So, but what 12-year-old do you know that wouldn't think that was a pretty cool trip to get out of bed at midnight or 1 o'clock, get on your horses, lead some firefighters, these big guys that know what they're doing, up the mountain, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, and it became a very fascinating story. I started writing a column, and as a writer, I began to go to a writer's group. One thing led to two, and the writers in the group were writing books. I began to learn how to do it, what to do, and there was never a question in my mind what story to write. It was my trip to the top of the mountain, and the only title in the world was Fire on Black Mountain.
Fire on Black Mountain. Now, your dad had the horses?
Dad had the horses. I was raised on a working cattle ranch. My weekends, my summers were working on the ranch, being a part of it, riding horses, training horses, doing all of the things that we did, dealing with cattle. And so that whole atmosphere of being raised on a ranch, raised outside, raised by people of character, people of real moral strength, that has affected my writing very deeply. It is something that, because of the man that my father was, the woman that my mother was, I had a brother that was 15 years older than I. They were very strong in forming who I am. And bottom line, this book, because it is so related to that, and so much of what I write is based on that upbringing, I've dedicated this book to my father.
Very good. Now tell me who's your target audience?
My target audience is anybody that likes to read, that likes stories. When I was a kid at this, about this 10, 11, 12 age group, I was a ravenous reader, and my brother got sick and tired of taking books that I'd already read back to the library. Bring me anything like this back, and he would go to town and get, because we lived out in Springville and at 15, 16 miles from town and that kind of thing, so I couldn't run over to the library and get more books. But the stories that I read, the stories that I really loved were stories like this. I have had many adults who have read this book so far, and the reviews that I have been getting on Amazon are just outstanding. I'm very proud of that. And it seems to be a book that the comment in general is, once I start reading it, I don't want to put it down. It's excellent.
Now, it's appropriate for younger people.
Very definitely. No swearing, no sex, no violence, no off-color situations. Sadly, this is a bit of an anomaly among a lot of YA or middle school type books. This is a book that you could buy and give to a young person without having their parents wonder, what in the world did you send my kid? And that's, first of all, it's the way I was raised, and secondly, I want to reach that type of an audience with the experiences that I have had on the ranch. As I grew up, I got to see and do and go so many places on horseback with people, with cattle, and I saw fires. I dealt with some of this, and it's just it's important to me to try to pass on some of this feeling, learning, one of the nicest compliments I got from a gentleman who's also a writer commented to me one day. He said, "You recreated the forest very, very well." I've been blessed with an ability to describe, to put word pictures, to make what I see in my mind come alive on the pages of the book. And I feel very fortunate to have been given that ability and that opportunity to do that.
Well, it helped you read and read and read.
Oh, yes.
Young,
oh,
so
yes. Yes.
Help.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, where can they get this book?
Oh, gee, you can just any old where. Actually, no, you can get it on Amazon. The best way is to just pull up Amazon, and in the little search box, just type my name, and this title and this picture will come up on screen, and you're there, and you can purchase the book there. It's available as either a paperback, as in this is, or it's also available on ebook. And if you happen to want to buy both, you get $1, $2, $8 off on the ebook. So you can do that, and I've had very good luck on this. Very good sales on it. Very interesting.
Whenever I'm driving, I play an ebook.
Yes.
If I got to drive a long way, I always have a book going. Now, are you going to be any place that people could bump into you?
Oh, you just suppose I might. Yes. I will be at the Tulare County Library Book Festival, and that is not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, the 13th, and we'll be there from 11 or 10 until 3. I've also been asked to be one of the presenters, and I will tell a little more about the background of the book and available, and I will have books available for sale there, and of course could sign them to someone that you would like to send it to, or to yourself, or whatever you would like to do. So that'll be next Thursday, next Thursday, right? It's all right, it's close. Next Saturday, the 13th.
Saturday the 13th. Now, it's so hard to buy gifts for people these days. You know, what do you give? This is a great gift, you guys. You go to the thing and buy 10 or 20 of them. Give them to all your grandkids or your cousins or whatever. Keep some around in case you have a birthday you forgot. Books are a good idea, and nobody will be offended by this book.
No, and the thing that I've been so pleased with and so thrilled with the reaction are the kinds of reactions that I'm getting from adults. They read it, they pick it up, but the thing is, Billy Scott, who is the main character, gets put in a position where he has to be an adult. And we've all been there. We've all been put in that position where we're a little bit over our heads. Yep. And that, I think people are relating to that. Plus, it's something that it's kind of exciting. And Billy gets into all kinds of trouble. And, you know, the next book, there's another book coming right behind it. There's a sequel. I'm almost finished with that, and it should be out the 1st of June.
Very good. Now, just for the people, we have people watch from Sacramento, San Francisco, all over the state. Tell people where Springville is.
Springville is east of Visalia. We're actually about 45 miles from Visalia, but due east of Porterville, about 17 miles, up in the southeastern Tulare County, up in the foothills.
Most beautiful spot.
Absolutely.
Earth, I think Springville is. By the way, here's an email address, FoothillWriter44, because he's 44 years old, at gmail.com.
At least.
FoothillWriter44 at gmail.com. Now, if you're watching this interview and you didn't write it down, or you want to get some more information, you could call us here at Central Valley Talk. I'll put you right in touch with Brent Gill. Anything else you want our viewers to know?
Just that I hope that people will have a pleasant opportunity to read this book and share it with people that they love, because it has been a work of love for me.
Very good. Brent Gill, author of Fire on Black Mountain. We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.